Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What Do You Dream podcast. I'm Nick with Christy.
Hello.
And today we have a user submitted dream.
Me too. I'm so excited. Yay.
We're going to get Christy to read it out in a second, but before we jump into it, make sure you email us at whatdoyoudreampodcast so you can submit your dreams, and also don't forget to follow us on Facebook at What Do You Dream Podcast.
Do it.
Do it now. Okay, let's get straight into this.
Okay, I was so excited when you told me we had a dream submission because it's been a while, so...
Oh, it has.
Okay, so this is coming from Janelle. She, first of all, said she's a huge fan of the podcast and she listens to it while she's at work. So I'm glad that I can make your 1 hour at work just that little bit happier. Oh. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, so it's a bit of a long one. Okay, so she starts off by saying... So basically, a bunch of people I know from all walks of life were in this world. So she's dreamt up a new world. You had to go to school, learn things per usual, but it's kind of like a chicken coop. You're stuck there against your will. So every now and then there's a race, the same race you had to go through to escape. So everyone tried to run it because you have to be fast since the guards and people chasing you are AI. So they can be programmed to run faster if the people running this world wanted them to. The amount of times we ran that race, though, and... Oh, hold on.
We'll wait for the scroll.
Okay. The amount of times we ran that race, though, and always get caught at the last exit was crazy. Then something happened. A large bell sounded, signaling that there was something wrong in the world. So we took this chance, and a bunch of us actually got to the last exit. But one of the guys was like, "Where's Frank?" Which is a guy who was in a wheelchair and can't walk. To the others, and they obviously had to leave him behind, sadly. Oh, poor Frank. So we went through the last exit, and the AI really closed behind us, but we got there faster this time, and the exit was to hell. I knew it was hell because it had fire everywhere, and there were demons walking around. Then I woke up. But she goes on to say that the best part was that the whole dream was in Japanese. She says she barely knows how to speak Japanese, so how her brain comprehended a whole dream in Japanese, she has no idea. That's really interesting.
That is really interesting. That is a very interesting dream. Thank you very much, Janelle, for sending that through.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is a recurring dream because she says that she's many times tried to make it to the exit but hasn't. So I'm wondering if this is a dream she's had multiple times. Because normally we've talked about recurring dreams a few times, and most of the time they're nightmares. So about 95% of recurring dreams are nightmares. And recurring dreams, I did a Friday fun fact on this in our Instagram, so you should go check it out. But I wrote that many experts theorize that recurring dreams may be a way to work through unmet needs or process trauma. While they can be pleasant, 77% of recurring dreams are negative. So, this obviously doesn't sound like a dream you want to have all the time. So I'm going to say it's a negative recurring dream. But
yeah, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, but she finally made it to the end, which is interesting.
Yeah,
so I wonder what changed to make her finally reach the end. Is it something that happened in her life, or she's just had the dream so many times she just pushed through it and finally made it to the end?
Interesting. Have you ever watched the movie Chicken Run before?
I have. I don't want to be gravy.
It sounds very similar, if not a higher concept sci-fi version of it. But like the whole thing with like Chicken Run is like, oppressive leaders holding on to like forcing labor from a unwilling workforce.
Correct.
So it seems
yeah. And if they no longer produce eggs, they get killed.
They're useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Much. Which is what happens to chickens. They're delicious. I don't feel bad for saying that.
We know how much you love your chicken.
I love my chicken. And yeah, it's like, well, you'd be disappointed to see what would happen if you saw how it was made. I'm like, I wouldn't. I'd still eat those nuggets.
Oh, I don't know. See, I'm weird. Side note, if I see a meat product that looks like the animal, I can't eat it. So if I see a whole roast chicken there, I can't eat it because it looks like a chicken. But if you just put like chicken breast in front of me that's been like, just already cut up, that's fine. I can eat it.
What kind of Hungarian are you? You can't even like cut up a chook?
I hate touching raw meat, and I know I'm not alone. There are so many people who cannot touch raw meat. I can't. It's just...
Oh my God.
No, it's gross.
Okay. That's
anyway. Back to Janelle's dream.
I've learned more about you just then than I should have. Anyway, back to the dream, yeah.
Yeah.
So I bring up the reference Chicken Run because that's the first thing I think of. But it's probably more of a human element of it. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're not very happy with your day-to-day because it sounds like it is the day-to-day grind that's getting you down. We're all been there, Some of us more than others.
I'm currently there,
pause.
So...
pause and stare at the camera and smile and try not to cry. But it seems like you're trying to process it in a way that's actually kind of interesting. It sounds like you've got a very active imagination, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is very good to see. But I think... I think it's very obvious in that way. It's like we've got the overlords that is, the bosses, the system that's keeping us down, so to speak. But then that big gong or bell or whatever, I think it represents kind of a call to action for you. Maybe you want to move somewhere else. Maybe you have a change in your life that has come or is about to come that is going to push you out of your current routine. And I think that's the big part.
Or it could be, because she mentioned there was a character called Frank in a wheelchair. Maybe this is a person in her life who has had a tragic accident or something's happened to them and she's looking at them going, no, I need to start living my life now. Like, we only get one life. You only live once, YOLO.
YOLO, see you, Frank in the wheelchair.
Yeah. So that could be that could be something else as well where Frank comes in. Someone she knows is something, has had a tragic accident. And when things like that happen to people, you kind of look at your own life and you go, you know what? I need to start living my life. I need to start doing the things I want to do and, stop being part of the system.
It's an interesting take, but I think if anything, it's more, not looking at Frank as a more literal figure, but more so about disappointing others, because at the end of, when you have to transition to something new, you're kind of like, I don't want to hurt, I don't want to be inconvenienced to these other people, but sometimes you got to do what's best for yourself.
Yeah.
And that could also be that element of you want to make this change, but you're afraid of those that you might leave behind. But part of change is taking that risk, and sometimes you do have to leave people behind.
Yes.
In that transition.
Yes.
But the Japanese thing, I think you watch too much anime.
Well, I did actually Google what it means when you're dreaming in a different language. And Google came up with this. I didn't just, click on the first link. I went through a few pages and I found what I hope is a credible source. So, when we speak foreign languages in our dreams, we're expressing a desire to improve our knowledge of the language in question. So maybe
I'm going to say anime. You want to watch anime without the subtitles. That's my bet.
Yeah, she says she barely knows how to speak Japanese, so she must have some kind of... She's probably been there before and...
Or wants to go.
Yeah, or wants to go. I mean, I love Japan. I've been twice and I absolutely loved it. I'm ready to go back. So yeah, that was a great dream.
Yeah, I have a pretty good grasp for Japanese. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Sushi. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Oh. It's okay, I'm Chinese, I can say that.
I think you watch way too much anime.
I don't watch any anime. I make a point of it. I'm one of the few people in my group of friends that doesn't watch anime. And anytime I've had someone go, oh, you should watch this anime, I go, okay, I'll watch it. And it's garbage. Okay, I'm going to go on a rant right now because screw you, I'm going to do it. Anime, whatever the most popular animes are, generally complete and utter garbage. Bloody... What is it? JoJo, My Hero Academia, all that kind of stuff. I find it like story mode for like people who don't understand how to tell a story or listen to a story. I don't need to listen to a story and have it put on with explicit, this is what's happening right now. Oh, that just happened. I didn't see it. Yes, I did. I heard it the whole time. Anyway, thanks, Janelle, for the dream.
Well, any of our listeners who do watch anime, please send us an email and rebuttal Nick. I want to see
I'm down
happen.
to argue about, if you have anime dreams, I'll argue that you're weebs and you should feel bad about your dreams. Just kidding. I know we're just kidding, but also not.
Wait, so what did we come to a conclusion with Janelle's dream?
So essentially, my view was that it is a dream of over your current lot in life, the repetitiveness of modernity that's getting you down, that rat race is pulling you down, and that you're at you have either gone through a transitionary stage or about to go through a transitionary stage, and you might have a bit of guilt in pursuing that. That's like the representation of Frank. And I also think there's that element of you have a fondness for Japanese culture and the language, and you want to get better at it. And I think you watch a lot of anime.
Well, I'm going to agree with about 95% of that and go with my Frank theory.
Okay.
That it's someone in her life who she sees has gone through a hard time and has reflected on that in her own self. And
that's the push forward.
So again, Janelle, if you want to let us know who's right in this situation, feel free to let us know.
I'm going to put my money on and say it's me.
Of course you are. Oh, goodness.
Well, that was really great. Thank you so much for sending that through. Again, if you want to send your dreams, make sure you email us at whatdoyoudreampodcast@gmail.com. Now, Christy, apparently you have a good dream.
I had a cracker of a dream last night.
You had a cracker of a dream.
A cracker of a dream. Okay, so I was on my hens weekend and Travis was on his bucks weekend, and we ended up being in two separate houses but in the same area. And so my hens finished and all the females left, and it was just me staying there for one extra night. So I went to sleep, and in the middle of the night, I got woken up by noises in the kitchen. So I've gone downstairs, and there's some random dude in my kitchen who's pulling out plates and crockery and all that because he was hungry, and he's raiding my fridge. And I was like, who the fuck are you? Like, I have no idea who you are. Like, get out of my kitchen. And he looks at me and goes, I'm hungry, dude. I just want some food. And I was like, get the fuck out. Like, you're a complete random and you've just broken into my place. So he leaves, and then I go back to sleep, and then I get woken up again by some noises in the kitchen. So I go back downstairs, and he's brought back some of his mates to raid my kitchen. And I'm standing there, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, get out. And they're all just not listening to me. There's about 15 of them, and they all appear high. I mean, they've been smoking some weed, and they're just raiding my kitchen.
Smoking some weed.
I'm so white. So they're raiding my kitchen, and they're just pulling out, like, all these dishes and plates and crockery, and I've gone to grab one off a guy, and we're sort of juggling back and forth with this thing, and he lets go, and then the lid flies off, and all this water just like pours on me. So I just get drenched in water, and then they all stop and look at me, and they're like, ooh, look at her, we can see through her clothing, because obviously I was drenched, and I get super embarrassed, so I cover up, and then I run out of the room, and I come back with a baseball bat, and I'm like, get the fuck out now. I'm raging. And so they all see me with a baseball bat, and they just leave. And the kitchen is an absolute mess. They've just completely raided it. And so I get on the phone to my husband's best man, who is in the army, and I call him over, and I'm like, I've just been robbed. They've all just seen me. I'm drenched in water. So he's like, all right, I'm coming over. And he grabs all the guys from the Bucks, and they come over, and they're like, tell me what happened. And I tell them what happened, and then they find these guys' place, which is next door apparently, and they go over and they just beat the shit out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Okay.
Very violent.
That is very violent. Ah.
It was so weird.
Yeah. Okay. That is a very strange dream.
A lot of violence for me. I
It's
don't
a
normally
lot
have
of
violent
violence for you.
dreams.
You don't have violent dreams. It's usually quite different.
Lovey-dovey.
I'm usually the violent one.
Yeah.
Lovey-dovey.
Maybe not lovey-dovey.
Okay, so what did you do in your hen's party? Did you have a hen? Like, was it?
I did.
It like
so
in real life, not the dream?
Yeah. So a friend of mine has a farm, and 100 acres, and so we went there, and they put on a Coachella. So like Coachella, they put on a Coachella festival vibe thing. So they like hired a karaoke machine, and we just like partied out there.
Okay.
Because it was during COVID time, so we couldn't go into the city or anything. So we had to sort of make do with what we had. But it was really fun.
Yeah. Any strippers?
No. That was there were two. I said no to two things: no strippers and no boats, because I get so seasick.
Boats? Oh, okay. Okay. So interesting. It's interesting that you have the hens and the bucks, because that usually is the representation of in celebrating your group of friends, that is your individual identity, before going into holy matrimony, that is the combination of the two, right? That's like so you're having this precursor to this big event, right? But so I looked this up. So usually when it comes to home invasion dreams, it has to do with it's an inner psychological figure who may represent some shame or unwanted part of yourself who is breaking into your consciousness.
Oh.
So let's take it. So the first part, let's just say the hens, bucks, maybe just like kind of an exploration of individual identity before a major event, that is marriage. And the initial home invasion is, it seems to be, maybe that figure is an element of you that is gluttony, maybe self-indulgence, and eventually it ends up becoming worse, possibly even hedonistic and confrontational. And that when you actually confront them, you are humiliated, right? So you have that humiliation, but then you contact the best man to your husband, or your now husband, and then he comes in and essentially stamps that out. But it's interesting that it's not the husband, it's the best man.
Yeah, well, because he is in the army, so it was kind of, maybe I'm like, husband's useless. I'm going to go to the next macho man I know.
So then he comes in and saves the day, essentially stamping out that element of shame and maybe hesitation of yourself, essentially eliminating that, and then you end up that element. So that hedonistic, self-indulgent aspect of you is dealt with through your husband's best man.
Yeah, right.
So so to sum that up, we can break that. We can have a proper discussion on that, but just to kind of have a discussion point, it's the exploration of you, or the celebration and the reflection of you as an individual, both you and your husband, before the union, and that this home invasion is a reflection of something that you don't like in yourself, where effectively it is this gluttony, self-indulgence, and the initial gluttony is simple, then it ends up becoming bigger and involving more people, and you actually have a confrontation because you don't like it. But then you call upon your husband's best man, which is that representation of the other part of your life that is going to be the union, and that essentially that they stamp it out and deal with the problem. So what do you think about that?
I'm just trying to think of where this could be coming from. Because I don't think I'm selfish. If anything...
like self-indulgent as like
Well,
snacks, treats, and impulsive? Or is there anything that you want to do? Or anything that you're feeling like antsy about?
Do you know what? The only thing I can think of, and this is so first world problem, is I am currently at one kind of gym, and the friend I gym with, he has now introduced me to a new gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and tried it out yesterday, and I really enjoyed it, but I have made some good friends at my old gym, and I have made friends with the owner, and I want to do the new gym, but I feel really bad leaving the old gym because a lot of people from my old gym have now moved to this new gym, and he's lost a lot of customers. And I would like to move there, but I just feel really bad being another customer that he's lost, considering I've been there for 3 years and I've made a good friendship with him and people at that place. That's probably like my biggest
thing on your mind at the moment.
Yeah. Because other than that, I really don't have anything. And like I said, it is a massive first world problem.
Well, maybe because the gym is one of those elements of trying to help sculpt the better you, right? It is essentially,
and I love it.
It's the antithesis of like gluttony. It's the opposite of gluttony, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it can be self-indulging as well, right? To that element. So maybe there is that, but then maybe there is that connection of. So maybe your husband represents not so much your husband in this dream, but more so the owner of the gym, possibly.
Maybe.
The gym that you're at.
Maybe.
And that the best man is the new gym.
The new gym.
And that your self-indulgent element is you're feeling bad and you're feeling selfish for wanting to move somewhere else, so that you call upon, rather than your husband, that is the old gym, that is the old guard, you call upon the best man, which is representing the new gym. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's the case.
That could be it. God, my brain's so complicated.
Or maybe you've got the hots for your
oh God, no.
your husband's best man.
God, no. It's funny that he was actually in my dream because we get along, but we butt heads a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So yeah, it was interesting that I called him because in real life he'd probably not be the first person I'd call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, then that adds even more. Like you're willing to call someone who you're gonna have conflict with, right?
Yeah.
So you know that there's going to be a proper conflict. So
well, that could have issue with the guy who now runs the new gym used to work at the old gym.
Well, there you go. Okay, so that's it.
God, I'm a simple person. Seriously.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
I'm simple, but I'm having like ridiculous dreams. My brain's going, no, let's just make this all muddled and confusing when it's really just quite simple, isn't it?
It is quite simple. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like we dream about stuff we want to do and where we want to go, and we try and solve problems that we didn't realize that we had, you know? It's I mean, I haven't actually dreamt the last couple of days. I know.
Are you telling me that for the first time you're the disappointment?
I am the disappointment,
yes!
You know, in more ways than one.
Well, I can see that your facial hair's starting to kind of grow back.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's only been a week and a bit now.
Jesus, that's a week?
Yeah, I'm Asian, dude. It's like
bum fluff.
Yeah, you're talking from the perspective of like a white Australian Hungarian Eastern Bloc woman who has had experience with Eastern Bloc men and white Aussies, and it's like, mate, why haven't you got a full thick thing of beard? It's like, bruh, Like the fact that I have facial hair, I'm bit better than probably like a billion other Chinese people out there.
I can't believe knowing how slow your facial hair grows that you actually cut it off. Or
that was a
shaved it off.
Well, it was a mistake. It wasn't so much a choice. I just wasn't being very. What is it? Like God, it's so fun. Okay, that's the thing. It's so funny what you can do when your brain's on autopilot. You know, because you just
100%.
It's literally like a waking dream. Because like I was just like, I got to do this, and then just like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Do you know what's really bad though? My brain goes on autopilot when I drive.
I've heard that a lot.
Like I'll start from destination A and end up at B, and I'll be like, how the fuck did I get here?
Well, you know what? A lot of people say that, and
oh, that's right, because you don't drive. Everybody Nick doesn't drive, and he's 30.
I'm 30. It's okay. Lady Gaga didn't drive because, like, let's compare me to Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Well, I got better boobs than she does. There you go. I said it here. I've outed you, Lady Gaga. If you're gonna defend your boobs pit your boobs against my boobs, I'm right here.
Email us.
My email. Email us whatdoyoudreampodcast at Lady Gaga. Watch out. I don't care. I'll wear a meat suit. I'll do it. I'll star in a movie with Bradley Cooper as a aspiring country music star. I'll do it. I don't care. I'll do it. Bradley Cooper. I've got problems with you. Just kidding. I do. Don't forget. Hey, Bradley Cooper. All Americans snipe you later. Sorry, that was
a great
bad.
Movie. Anyway. We just went to a weird place.
We are in the weird zone right now. But okay, but like back to that thing, the amount of people I talk to who go on autopilot and drive,
it's so dangerous.
How are there not more dead people? How are there not more dead people?
Do you know
Honest to God.
Every time I drive, I have this thought. Every time I go through a set of lights, I'm like, was that green? Was that red? I have that thought every time because your brain you just switch off because driving's so second nature to most people, and so it's just every time I go through a set of lights, I'm like, and there's no cars around me, say I'm the only one, I start second guessing. I was like, was that light green or was it red? Did I just go through a red light? Oh shit! Oh well, it's too late now. I've already done it.
Well, look, if I get a fine in the mail, I know what the deal was.
Exactly. I have never been fined, though. I am a good citizen of Australia. Yes.
Of Australia.
I have, though, had a parking ticket.
You bitch. Look at you. Where you get off.
I know. And do you know what the worst part about that parking ticket was? So it was in Cronulla, which is in the Shire, which is like, way overrated. I've said it. There you go. It's overrated. And I parked down because I was with friends and they wanted to get ice cream. Not me. They wanted to get ice cream. And so where I parked, they're like, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I parked right at the end of the street. So I was a little too close to the intersection, the T intersection. Yep. And we went and got ice cream, came back. There's a $330 fine. We were gone for like 5 minutes. And he fined me literally 15 seconds after I left the car. So he saw me parked there and he's
like this juicy.
Yeah, he couldn't have come over and been like, look, I'm just letting you know you can't park there. Nah, he was like, oh, I'm so getting this bitch. And he did.
Yeah, I'm going to get commission on this shit.
Yeah.
Do they get commission on it? That'd be great.
Oh, 100% they do. It's all revenue raising. It's bullshit. It is revenue raising.
I would literally do that shit. I would do that job if I got paid like 10% per ticket. And I'd be like, fuck it, $500, boom, and just keep on doing that all day. Just be like, yeah, suck it. I don't care. If people hate me.
Friggin' those people are just the lowest of the low. They are like you have your grubs, and then you have your people in jail. You have your murderers, and then you have your ticket people.
And then pedophiles under them. Just let it just go boom.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, Like
I hate you all.
It's like you and God help you if you're murdering ticket person pedophile. Like, we're screwed. We can't do anything with that.
You're done.
Like,
you're going straight to hell.
Christy's just gonna come up and stab you. It's gonna. Oh my gosh.
It's
because,
on.
I've actually, speaking of illegal activities, I did an illegal activity the other day. I may or may not have done an illegal activity and may have hypothetically done something that could be classed as vandalism, but that's a hypothetical and I'm not saying anything.
So you cannot neither confirm nor deny whether you've done this act. Okay.
So hypothetically,
what did you hypothetically do?
There was a recent footpath that was put in across the street.
You didn't.
And there may have been some letters put in of a certain meaning to certain people, and it may not be done while I was walking the dog.
Oh, did you put Bowie's initials in there?
Yeah.
Oh, did you put his little paw print next to it?
Nah, it was too dry. It was like I could only really like scratch it. It could hypothetically be scratched in.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay, because like Bowie will be there forever then. Anything for dogs is totally fine by me.
And myself. And maybe my girlfriend and myself.
Yeah, but Bowie was there, so it's okay.
Bowie was there, yeah. It's just like, he made me do it, and then they'll be like, oh, look at him. He is so fluffy and cute.
You can't get mad at, like, dogs. You just can't. Actually, yeah. Otis
There's
has done
so
a few
many
things. I'm just like, you little shit.
It's like dogs pissing and shitting in the wrong places, dogs humping, dogs biting, dogs barking at you. Man, the amount of fucking dogs I have dealt with on a walk who are pieces of little shit. I get mad at them, but then I look at the owner and be like, what are you doing? Piece of garbage? Like some people, I swear to God, like people should not have dogs. Some people should not have pets.
I know.
Like they're the most anxious people.
I know. So we have a German Shepherd. He's 4 and he's a big teddy bear. He loves humans. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we used to take him to a dog park, and I can't tell you the amount of people that would come up to us and go, oh, is your dog okay? And we're like, do you really think I would bring my dog here if he was not okay with other dogs? And it's the worst because it's those little ones. The little ones are the worst. The big dogs just want to play. They just want to play with each other. The little ones, they're just like, yep, and they attack. So Otis got attacked by a little white fluffy thing, and they came up to us and said that it was our fault because we have a big dog.
Oh, my God.
I lost my shit, and we never returned to that dog park.
So Christy is what you call the equivalent of that tiny little fluffy dog. So if you piss her off, she will jump up and bite you in the face.
I will.
But she's also small, so. But no, but that's the thing. It's like it's always people with small dogs, and small dogs are shitheads.
Yeah.
Because people they think, oh, I'm just gonna get this little dog because I can't deal with a big dog, and then they have like such huge anxiety issues they can't actually deal with a freaking dog, and then their dog can't deal with it. It's irritating. It's
I can't tell you like how many times we walk Otis and people just have their little dogs out the front of their house unleashed, and then that dog runs over to Otis. We've had it happen so many times, and the dog will run across to Otis, and ever since he got attacked by that little dog, he's really weird around them. He won't attack them, but he just gets really anxious. And, like, the hairs on his back rise, and he's just trying to protect himself because he knows what happened. And then they come running over like, oh, sorry. And we're like, leash your dog, because next time that happens, we're just going to let Otis do his fucking thing. Like, just leash your dog. You should not have a dog unleashed on your front yard if they are going to run.
Okay, that's bonkers to me, man. Like, because I've never had that in our area. It's like... But I have had, generally speaking, it's always little dog people with little dogs like, oh, and like my dog is he's bigger than the average golden retriever. He's a big boy, but he is like the loveliest thing. Yeah. And people are like, oh, it's scary. It's just like, dude. I mean, look, let's be real. I get the same thing with people, especially when I'm wearing a hoodie.
We discussed this in the last episode.
Yeah, no. I know, yeah. But again, it's like they look at this big fella and they go, oh, he's going to rob me. Yeah. I will now. You know what? I will rob you. I'm going to rob you.
And that's like Watch out. They look at me like, oh, she's little and cute. I'm like, I'll fucking give you little and cute. Come over here and say that.
Yeah, you're going to like shank people and just go. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, so I am learning to drive. So coming back to
You're learning to drive?
Well, yeah, I gotta learn to drive, right? I just gotta
fucking
do it.
time.
I know.
Who's teaching you? Do you have to put little L plates on your car? Oh, that's cute.
No, I do. I get like a big blanket L and I put it on the hood and I put it on the back just so everyone knows that it's a learner. I don't do that. Of course, I don't do that. That doesn't make. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Like it's not technically legally. So it's actually because I've had my reasons for not, and I won't go into them here, but it's so fucking easy, dude. Like it's not hard to drive.
No shit.
I know, but also the amount of people who don't like. There's so many people who are fucking stupid, and I've only just started, and you're just like, how the fuck do you drive? Then I realized, it's like so many people should not be able to drive.
Oh, it's not
crazy.
until you go into a shopping car park where you really see that people can't drive. I have lost my shit so many times in a shopping car park because they just stop in the middle of the way or they're trying to reverse into a spot and they go in and out and in and out. It's like, fucking who taught you how to park? Oh, this is bringing out my rage.
Oh my God, here we go.
It does my head in. It absolutely does my head in when people can't drive. Or people who are like 10 under the speed limit or 20 under the speed limit and it's like single lane only. Oh, I'm like right up their ass, like flashing them, beeping them. I'm one of those people. If you see a big red Jeep behind you and you're getting flashed, it's probably me.
Always those bloody Jeep people, bloody arrogant pricks, aren't they? They all think they own the bloody road. All this kind of bullshit. It's like, because I was having a driving lesson with someone, but then I was told you're not meant to hit people.
No, you're not.
I thought you got double points in the test. I thought that was like it was like a point modifier system where you got extra points for hitting people, especially if it was like a cool trick.
Yeah.
So like,
that's what we say with pedestrians who decide to cross the middle of the road and it's not a walkway. Like my husband would always be like, 20 points, you hit that guy.
Like,
and I'm like, you can't talk like that. And then I'm like, okay.
It's like, no, we hit a point. It's like, look, we do live in Australia. It's basically Mad Max, and you know the fury of the road. If you are on the road, get ready to go down. And then the podcast randomly stops coming up, and then it's just like, man,
this is our last
30s,
episode ever.
accused of running over multiple people in quote, I thought it was for extra points. And then there's going to be a whole bloody video game debate going like, it shows that the man, not the young man, I'm not young anymore, but the middle-aged man, the man aged in his 30s, has run over multiple people in a quote, GTA-like experience. Multiple dead with many families mourning at the loss. And it's just a photo of me going like, oh.
And when we interviewed said male, his response was, I was told it was 20 points per person.
No, the response would be, I got a podcast called What Do You Dream? Make sure you follow and listen to us.
Yes, any chance to plug the podcast.
Any chance to plug the podcast. It's just like, do it. Actually, I've had to, so I've been applying for jobs recently. And on my CV, I had the name and I realized I probably shouldn't have the name on it. I'll just say I produce a podcast.
Oh, yes.
Because it's like, I think it's one of those things, while people who know me hear this, they don't mind. They understand who I am. But prospective people will be like, this man is insane. Because that's always the case. Like, if you're going through and trying to find a new job or something, it's like... Yeah. It's like, you got to put your best foot forward. It's like the other day I had an interview and it's like, I'm trying to be, look.
You got to fake it till you make it.
Goddamn right. And I got to say, because I'll have interviews in this very similar setup with obviously not a hoodie because I'll wear a nice shirt or something. But it's like, it's like, you ever seen American Psycho?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, that's such a good movie. Anyway, so like, it's like that whole kind of, like, this is who I'm portraying myself to be, and in the back of my head I'm like, you're crazy. And it's like, you're trying to be, but it's so funny because like I feel like I'm a pretty charming person. I feel like I've got a pretty good way of speaking,
I guess.
I would say so.
Sure.
But the problem is that I think the thing is that I have a certain aura of personality that just does not gel with people.
Certain people. I think you have to have the kind of sense of humor that we have. It's very dry and sarcastic.
Yeah, but also anyone who is super serious, like a very serious thing, finance, business, like super too, like you probably are gonna think I'm just like, what is wrong with this man? You know, like it's very much that like situation of, oh, I don't like you. I'm like, cool, you don't have to, like, but yeah, it's especially like there's some places where I've tried to like, cause like what if you can make someone laugh, right? You're generally got them on side because it's usually hardest things to get someone to laugh with you. It's easy to look someone to laugh at me because look at my face. It's not hard. See, case in point.
Still don't know how you have a girlfriend, but anyway.
I know, dude. I have said that to her. I'm like, I don't understand, and she's like, oh no.
Aww.
It's like, oh, but like you're like I said like you're like a 10 and I'm like a 0.3. Nah, JK, I look at myself in the mirror after the gym and I flex and go, ooh, look how big you are. You're a very sexy man. I also do that in interviews as well.
With your man boobies?
Yeah, my man boobs. And I go like, I can bench press 110 kilos, which isn't amazing for someone of my size. But, like, I'm happy with it, you know? I'm happy with it. But, like, yeah, but, like, it's so tiring selling yourself, man.
Oh,
like,
I know. I hate doing interviews. I cannot talk myself up to save my life. I really can't.
No, you literally can't. You can't do it here when you're the star of the show. Like, you can't be like, I'm top shit. You just go like, oh, you know...
I really can't. I don't know. I don't like talking myself up, and I don't like being center of attention.
LOL.
I don't.
I could just imagine you turning up to an interview and being like, "Oh, this is my support. This is my co-host," and you go, "What you mean co-host? This is for a single position." "Oh yeah. No. He's my hype man. He's just gonna introduce himself, so it's gonna be like."
That's what I need. I just need a 24/7 hype man.
Yeah, I'll just be like, or like you just call me up like, oh, I've got an interview for something, or I've got this presentation or something. I'll be like, okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Christy interview. I'm Nick, Christy's hype man, here to tell you about why she is an interesting person, rattle off some bullshit, and then I'll be like, and now here's Christy. And then you go, hi.
I need to do this. I need you to record that, and then I'll just show them a little presentation on my laptop. At the end, I'll be like, any questions?
It's like, I don't like to use
everything you need to know was in that presentation.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like to use the term hero a lot, but Christy is a hero. She has created and cured multiple diseases. And also has yelled at many bad drivers in various shopping centre parking areas. And on top of that, she's currently grappling with crippling anxiety with moving to a new gym. And if someone can deal with that day-to-day pain, struggle, and inspiration, it's Christy. So make sure you hire Christy.
That was perfect.
It's like, what? What? And then you go, any questions? Many. Okay. Let me quickly call somebody, and then you get me on FaceTime or something, and I'm just like, okay, what questions you got? It's like, so I end up being your PR rep. It's just like, oh, I've actually got my agent, Nick. Okay. So it's like, blah, 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 talk to me. What are we doing? Who is this? Oh, we're working for, I don't know, some business. Oh, what? Look, if you hire Christy, you're not just getting a great worker, you're also getting a fiery little pocket demon. Like, she will shank anybody you ask her to. Trust me, I've tried. And she is discreet, she is professional, and most of all, she always says yes. She is completely agreeable.
A round of applause. Oh my god.
Oh my god, she's amazing. Oh
that is my new Instagram bio.
There you go. Or then they hire me to do your job, and it's like, can you do videos? And I go,
just sit back and do nothing.
Yeah, and I just go, I just talk. I'm good at talking. I can say anything. I can continue on anything. I can go on any tangent you want. I'd be like, well, we need like a face for the business. I'm like, a face like in a face for radio, it's like,
you know what? After that, you should really like hire yourself out to be a hype man. That was really good.
Hype man. Actually, what do you call it? Hype man services? Like, what would I call it? I'd call it. Wait, you call it I'd go off my video game pseudonym of like Panda. I do the Panda hype. Something with PPP, Panda Partners, and it's like, yeah, there you go, Panda Partners. And then
I would not hire you under Panda Partners. That just sounds really weird.
Okay, how about okay, I got this. Enhancement. Nope, that sounds like a penis thing.
And Panda Partners doesn't sound naughty.
Panda Partners. Hey, it's not okay. Panda Penis Partners sounds naughty. Panda.
You know what? Let's think about this, and we'll.
Okay. If you have any names for my hype man services, make sure you email us at whatdoyoudreampodcast@gmail.com. Okay. I should do that as a what do they do that service where I'm not a celebrity, but where the celebrities like, oh, can you say this thing? And I'll do that. Like someone emails me and goes, oh, I need like a 30-second video. I'm like, okay, that's $50 US. Send it through and I'll record a video for you. And then people
like Cameo?
Yeah, Cameo.
Yeah,
but it's like, yeah, so basically I would go and be like, hey, like, what do you need? What do you need from me?
Yeah.
Holy shit. No, I got it. What Do You Dream presents.
Ooh.
So we're using, we present the dream experience. That is, Nick will record personal messages for you and for any purpose within reason, nothing illegal, and we will hype you up. If you want to look good on Tinder, you let me know. You send me your name. And
I love this idea. I'm so on board.
You know what? We're going to clip it right here. We're going to make this a clip and we're going to sell it everywhere. Be like, okay, if you want me to sell you, I'll do it. Not in slavery terms, because that's bad. But I want to make you the best you can be. If you want to get that date, let me know. If you want to get that promotion, let me know. You want to get that job, let me know. If you want to
break up with that significant other,
I will break up with your significant other for you. Sorry, Wendy. Bazza is found someone else.
Or when you want to tell
anything. You want to come out of the closet to your parents? I'll tell them for you. I'll do it. When you want
to tell your friend that their newborn baby is ugly, Nick will do that for you.
Look, Samantha, I'm so... Christy's so proud of your newborn child, but I've seen potatoes that look better. I am so sorry. Stop pretending like your child doesn't look like it fell off the back of a truck. Mm-hmm. But I say that with nothing but love and respect for you and your new family, and I hope they grow out of it.
Dude, see, you can so make money out of this.
Easy.
I am on board. I am taking 50%.
You're not doing anything. Okay, have it. Okay. And if you pay 30.
I was here and witnessed this come to life.
I just imagine
technically I am a part of it now.
I just imagine someone thinking like Steve Jobs coming up with the iPhone, and then this dude's just eating a fucking sandwich at Starbucks or some shit, going oh, so I'm entitled to this. But yeah.
I'm
so
a sandwich guy.
What Do You Dream? What Do You Dream presents the dream experience, where you out there can ask me, Nick, to record messages for you. For anything. Congratulations, commiserations, breakups, asking people out for a date, personal profiles, and even presentations. I will do that for you. For free.
Oh my god,
free. I'll do it for free for a month or something. I don't know.
Okay. Give it a time limit.
Your first one is free. Your first one is free. Okay. You can get one for free. Maybe. We'll see where it goes.
Really want someone to now email us at whatdoyoudreampodcast
Things are subject to change. Things are subject to change.
To ask
this
you
is
to
not a
do
legally
something.
binding contract. And we will discuss this more.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first.
Nick is pouring himself out to video.
That's it. What do you dream? Presents the Nick Dream Experience. That sounds like an escort service. God damn it. Anyway, I think on that note, I'd like to thank you all so much for listening. If indeed you still are, remember to follow us on Facebook at What Do You Dream Podcast, and also email us with your dreams and also any of your dream experience requests at whatdoyoudreampodcast@gmail.com. I've been Nick. This has been Christy saying thank you very much.